Hey guys, OffTopicGames here, coming at you guys with a deck profile for Shadow Paladin Diablo. This was kind of requested on our channel. I still prefer to play Revengers, even though it's kind of like a worse version of the deck. But, I don't know, I like the consistency in Revengers. So for this deck, we play two starters. We play Full Bell, Diablo, and David. Because we like using David in control matchups. Because Full Bell is super important to the combo in order to kill. Like control matchups, so you don't want him dying. I can explain the full bell combo like later after the deck profile. So yeah, two starters. Next we play 4 heal triggers because heal triggers are broken. 2 draw triggers, preferably you'd rather play like more than 2 draw triggers, and you'd play the Flogo clone.
Margo clone.
Oh yeah, sorry, Margo clone, because it's just better than a vanilla. Then 3, 7, 10 crits, because you want to kill them. Again, like the draws to crit ratio are negotiable. Like it's debatable how much you want to run. We've just been testing it at like 10 crit to draw. Next, moving on to the grade 1 step. By the way, we did cut a grade 1 to make space for the extra starter. We play 4 of the Karma Collectors because we want to unflip. And you don't really need to guard your rear guards in this deck, that's why you have Dismal. We play 2 Kahedon. Kahedon is... we don't really play Kahedon in like any other variation of the deck except for this one. Basically, when he's retired for one of your effects, you give your Vanguard the ability to... or you give your Vanguard plus 5,000 and the ability, when you hit with it, you get to call a grade 1 from the deck. And I believe it gains power. Yeah, it gets 3,000 power. Then we play 3 Trumpeter because Trumpeter is broken. Honestly, debating about running this at 4, like cutting 1 Kahedon to run 4 of these. Also, the main reason why you're in Kahedon is because he unflips with Hoel, so he gives you unflip and soul charges, which is really strong. But Trumpeter is really strong. I'm actually strongly debating about running this to 4, and cutting either Charon or the Kahedon. Because it's Soul Blast 1, GB 1, call it grade 1 out of deck when you play it, which is just insane. It's just really strong. Next, play 3 Charon because you are running... you want to always be on Blaster Dark Diablo in this deck. So this card's really good for getting you there. You never really want to ride Death Spray. It's not terrible, but it's not good. And then also it counts as 2 when you retire it, so that's really strong. When you pay cost, of course. Next, moving on to the grade 2 lineup, Blaster Dark Spirit. This is an old card, kind of a throwback. Shoutouts to All in the Vanguard for getting us 2 of these. On play, or when it's called from the deck, you counterblast 1, retire a grade 2 or less in the front row. That's kind of important, so yeah. And then it's a 10k base, which is pretty good, and if you attack him, like when he's on rear guard, he just automatically dies, regardless what you do about it. Next, we run Dark Saga Panther because it counts as a grade 1 in deck, and all you do is search grade 1s. You never really search grade 2s. Yeah, you actually don't search grade 2s at all. And then also, GB1, when it's played onto the rearguard circle, either from deck or from hand or whatever, you get to discard and draw 1, which can be... or draw then discard, which can be really useful. Next, we play 4 Hoel because Hoel's pretty good. Honestly, you could probably cut him down to 3 if you really wanted to, but I like him at 4. GB1, when a grade 1 is placed on the rearguard circle, give this card and your Vanguard plus 3, so this becomes a 12k attacker, and you give 3 to your Vanguard, but if you call Kahedon, you unflip and soul charge 1, which is pretty strong. Next, Maka. Maka's at 3 because Maka's just really good. Maka can be honestly you gain 2 cards off of it, which is pretty strong, because you can... Maka's GB1, when you attack with it and it's boosted, you get to call a grade 1 from the deck. So you can call Trumpeter and then call another grade 1. It's just really good stuff. Moving on to the grade 3 lineup, we play 3 Blaster Dark Diablo... oh yeah, sorry, 4. 4 Blaster Dark Diablo and 4 Death Spray. Death Spray is the cheese card of the deck. It's the whole reason why this deck can be really good and even playable. So Blaster Dark Diablo, we run him because you want to be on a Vanguard with Diablo, and we feel that he's better than Vortimer, in the sense that you're able to pitch anything to Stride at like GB2, and if you're going into a Blaster. So that's really strong. And then also when you Stride into Diablo, like Blaster, Phantom Blaster, Dragon Diablo, you get to retire a card on your opponent's field, which is really good. And then Death Spray is when it attacks, you counterblast one at the end of that battle, counterblast one, and then you get to retire a unit, or retire one of your own things, then retire one of their things, which is again the cheese. And then next, moving on to the Stride Zone. We play 1 Doom backed up by 3 Orgeyser. We don't have our 3rd right now, but you know, it's kind of hard to find.
It's getting reprinted.
Yeah, and it's getting reprinted, so I don't really want to pick one up right now. But I would play 4 Orgeyser, or I would play 3 Orgeyser and 1 Doomed because it's just really good. And we play the whole point of the deck, Phantom Blaster Diablo. He is counterblast 1, you win the game basically, if you have everything set up properly. But counterblast 1, it gains 10k and a crit, and then also you sack 3 things when you swing. If your opponent doesn't retire 2 of their things, then they can't guard, which is really strong coming with the crit Vanguard. And then also all the retiring you have in the deck is also really good. 2 Spectral Blaster, Spectral Blaster Diablo. He's good because if you Stride over I believe a Diablo, you get to, or when you use its effect, if you have a heart card with Diablo in its card name, you get to call a grade 1 or less. And then also he's a restander, which is really strong. It makes its effect not as minus. 1 Sabreeze because the deck is GV specific. 1 Grim Recruiter because there's really nothing else to play. 2 a Gleam because you want to draw into your stuff and it's better than the Shadow Paladin. G Guardian, and debatably better than Dismal. Again, the G Guardians are like preference stuff, you're able to mix them to how you want to play. 1 Dismal and then 1 Screw. Screw is just for like the big attacks because we haven't gotten our plus 10k Shadow Paladin specific one yet. Which hopefully doesn't suck as bad as the one we got in Fighters Collection. And then here, I'll show you guys the combo. So, you're definitely going to be on that. Or, sorry, you're going to Stride into Diablo, so you're going to be at GB2. So you can pitch anything to Stride, go into this, flip over a copy of itself, which is Counterblast 1. Now has the effect. You call a Death Spray, call a Death Spray, and your starter is this unit behind your Vanguard. And then you can honestly have, like, whatever behind, like, say you trumpeted into like Kahidon or something. So you're going to swing with this. Yep. So swing with this, activate effect. You're going to retire this unit, and that calls out. So you're retiring 1 already for this effect, and then you call out your spirit. Oh yeah. Sorry, you've retired 2 so far because of the on-stride effect. And then you call out Blaster Dark Spirit, which is Counterblast 1, retire a grade 2 or less in the front row, which you're going to activate again. Oh, so that's important. Don't retire the front row with both of these effects. It's almost always better just retire their back row. So now you've retired 3, and then, so this was, sorry, you retired for that one, and then you're going to swing with this one, and then kill that off. And now you've retired 4, and that only leaves 1 unit on their field. So when I swing with this and retire these 3, they 100% like can't guard. Yeah, they can only G guard because this is normal call. So it's just a really strong cheese combo. Has a really hard time playing against like Kagero because Kagero will retire these when they attack. These are at the end of the battle, so if they swing, they just denial griffin them. So that's why that matchup's hard. Link Joker's hard because you never have a front row. Gear Chronicle's hard if they have 4 heal triggers in hand. Go watch our round 2, our first round video of top 8 for this past week or whatever. Yeah, top 4 or whatever. Yeah, Gear Chronicle can be tricky. But other than that, you should be like okay. I'm not saying this deck's like really strong, but it competes. It's probably the strongest variation of Shadow Paladins right now. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Leave a like or a dislike, I don't really care. Comment in the comment section below. You know, tell us what you like. Remember, we have that AMA coming up soon if you guys put enough questions. I don't know how many questions we would need for it to be relevant. We might just put it at the end of the video if there's not enough. But generally, we would like to answer your guys' questions if you have any. Like, about anything, it's an AMA, so you can ask us about our life, our hobby, our future endeavors. By the way, I have none. And, you know, opinions and stuff about certain things. But please keep it appropriate, as we are aiming to be PG-13. Unless Zach's here, then it's whatever.
It's NC-17.
Yeah, it's whatever. But again, just leave a like. Also follow us on social media, Facebook and Twitter. Links will be in the description below. And yeah, thank you.